We're about 30 strong. Everybody gets a percentage. They hit quick and get out.
All right, let's talk about your role in Focus. Obviously, you've
What
been...
a surprise.
That's what we're here for. You've been sort of a sidekick to Will Ferrell, to Zach Galifianakis, to Ben Stiller. Now Will Smith. What does he like to work off in terms of bouncing off chemistry?
He is just awesome. I mean, he's a very generous actor. He's a very genuine person. So from the first moment I met him, he was completely invested in me, the person, Adrian. You know, like, how's your daughter? What's going on? And that completely relaxed me because I was kind of intimidated working with such a magnetic star.
Who's the girl?
She's our intern.
You hitting that?
I'm right here.
Your character is odd in the film, and I feel like we all know a guy like you who's a little, not perverted, but just like will say those things that's just like, whoa, what did he just say?
Say perverted, it's okay.
Fair enough. Yeah. How much of that was you, or was that on the page?
Basically, John and Glenn, the directors, gave me every opportunity to improvise, to just be myself, to just go for it, and I took advantage of it. There were things I said that I understand I'm going to hell for, and I'm okay with that.
I can convince anyone of anything. You see, there's a science to getting people to trust you.
With all the roles under your belt in your illustrious career, what actually attracted you to this one?
Some of the plot twists were terrific. Then the idea of working with Will, I've always wanted to do it, and it was great fun.
Why do you think people are attracted to movies about the con and the grift? Because they're essentially bad guys, they're criminals, but you can't help sort of rooting for them.
I think because people like watching cleverness. And if it's a good con movie, it has to have been cleverly crafted and put together. Because primarily the way cons work is you depend on other people's greed. So ultimately the people who are being conned, the big con especially, sort of deserve what they got. And I think people enjoy that too.
This needs to be discreet, no holes.
Why do you think sort of this is a con movie for adults, for a more mature crowd?
Because it is so intelligent, and you've got to think through this movie in order just to keep up with it. But it's fun that way. It's like seeing a puzzle revealed and playing along with the puzzle at the same time. Will and Margot, I mean, they're both so good. And they're such beautiful people. I was a little cowed being on the set with two people who were that good looking. I mean, to borrow from George Gobel's line, I was beginning to feel like the whole world was a tuxedo and I was a pair of brown shoes, but...
But you looked stunning in the movie, and the costume design alone was impeccable.
Thanks, but I mean, when you're on screen with two people that gorgeous, it does make you feel a little bit like something the cat dragged in.
All of it. 1.1 million.
Nikki, that is my money too.
Let's talk about your role in Focus. Chemistry is so hard to capture in a movie. How did you attain that with Will Smith? Did it come right away, or did it take some cultivating?
No, it kind of came right away. We just got along immediately and had that rapport from the get-go, really, which was handy because, like you said, chemistry is hard to, manufacture. If it's not there, it's often really impossible to get it there.
And he seems like a really creative character and an actor. How much room was there for improv based on what you took from the written words on the script and kind of made it your own?
There are so many twists and turns in the script that if you say one thing and send it in a different direction, it can kind of mess you up down the track. So we did a lot of improv, and really they just had the hard task in the editing room of chopping it up and putting it all together so that it made sense. I got this.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Of all the cons and the grifts, what were, say Margot Robbie not making it in Hollywood has to turn to grifting, what would be kind of your specialty, you think?
I think the watches would be my specialty.
Yeah. And did you actually learn how to sort of take them off?
The first scene I did where I got to do a steal in the scene, we did, they yelled cut, and they were like, Margot, you need to get the watch on that line. And I was like, I got the watch. And they were like, oh, wait, do it again. We did it again. They're like, did you get the, I'm like, I've got the watch in my pocket. And they're like, well, we can't see it. And I was like, well, what do you want me to do? They're like, well, just make it more obvious. I was like, no, I know how to do it. I was stealing too good. They made me steal badly. I was really upset about it.
There's two kinds of people in this world. There's hammers and nails. You decide which one you want to be.